BTW stands for Bridging the Watershed, and what that is a program that enables our teachers to get their students out to do field studies.
Whether it be collecting macroinvertebrates, doing water chemistry testing, identifying invasive plant species, learning about the environment. So they're learning what their students would actually do when they come out to the field studies. So we're getting them nets and boots, and they're actually collecting macroinvertebrates, identifying, and depending on which macroinvertebrate they find, they can actually tell how healthy the stream is.
Oh yeah, I know what that guy is.
Oh, this is good.
A couple of summers ago, I was asked to do the training, and it opened up doors to doing field trips. It's hands-on, it's outdoors, it's local.
Every year we do student service learning, and it's really beneficial for our students to learn about the environment. A lot of my students don't understand what the watershed is or what area makes up our watershed, so it's a great learning experience for them.
In Charles County, there's 9 different watersheds that are in the area, so learning about what a watershed is, where the water flows when it rains, and what takes with it off the land into the water, and how all that stuff affects the ecosystem, the animals, the critters that live in the water. So
sometimes they might be a little reserved at first, but once you get into it, you ease them into it, you do some of those pre-activities in the classroom, you set the stage, they know what to expect.
I want you to go ahead and start drawing lines across the ridges of the tops of those bunks. That's yesterday in Charles County.
So the pre-activities really get the kids introduced to what's going on. It kind of shows them what the purpose is and then what we're going to do with it later. As soon as you give them a task and send them on, they're gone with it.
That's good and good.
For them to actually look at a water sample and see the testing and see the macroinvertebrates and see all of those things, their faces light up. They get so excited.
And you can tell this is the face and that's the tail.
You might find some kind of organism that lives in the water that they would never dream of touching. They're taking selfies now with it and all that. They're very excited, and that's what we want to see.
Then the conversation when we get back to class is all about what we did on the field trip, and they don't realize that they're talking about picking up trash. They have no clue that they're really having that impact on their friends, their family members, and so on. So it's really interesting to see the response.
We want our students to be productive members of the community, to understand how day-to-day life affects the environment.
hopefully they will become the next scientist or next environmental scientist to become, a science teacher.
They'll remember it. They're going to remember this in 5 or 10 years. It'll be the experience that they remember, and hopefully the environmental part of why it's important to keep your waterways clean, to keep your watershed clean, and what impact they're making on it.